This year, for the first time as a group, Miniatures Rundown went to Adepticon.
Yeah.
It was not my first time going,
Yeah, me either. I usually go as a vendor.
and I had also been as a vendor. This is my second year, though. For us, this is our favorite convention.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely mine.
We arrived Wednesday evening, walked through the hall in the very, very long line to the Games Workshop preview.
Met up with some of our local friends.
Local friends and out-of-town friends
Yeah.
for some of us. Passed by the Bits booth, we'll be talking more about him later. And watched the new 40K preview.
Yeah.
We gave our thoughts on that in a different video, linked up above. But it was an interesting thing for us. People talk about these hype shows being useless or not important, but it was fun to be there in the crowd, even if we all knew 10th edition was coming.
Yeah, it was very funny to watch the people get up.
People got up and left, and you could tell who the rookies were. But us, no, we knew.
Even the GW guys were like, oh no, that's definitely all that we have to show.
I felt so bad for them because they could only use sarcasm, and you could tell they wanted to do so much more. Preview aside, the next morning we woke up and headed to the vendor hall. Now, if you're in wargaming, you probably like spending money. Because it's one of our favorite hobbies, right?
Like is relative, but yeah.
Jokes aside, the vendor hall's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's my main draw.
Yeah, which is weird to say. It's like, what do you do at the convention? Oh, we spend more money.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what we do. Boy, I feel like a capitalist pig saying this, you know?
Yeah. We're supporting the companies that we like.
Yeah. And GW.
That was mostly you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, there's lots of booths. Everything ranging from GW has a booth where there's no prices on anything because they just assume that you know what the price is and you'll pay it. The main draw of the GW booth being the Forge World stuff.
Yeah, the access to Forge World stuff without getting it shipped. Very nice.
Yep. That was the main draw.
They also had some stuff that aren't normally on their website, like the objective markers that you bought. Some like vanity stuff, but it was mostly just what's on their normal websites.
Still cool to see.
Yeah.
But you also get smaller vendors. We talked to, let me see, painters that we liked, Creature Caster, Monument Hobbies. There was no booth for Army Painter, but there was a booth carrying their stuff.
There was a few, actually.
Yep, the Game NB folks, Scale 75, the folks who make Infinity, tons and tons of games. What we did not get to play is we did not get to play Star Wars Shatterpoint.
Nope.
Because that had a massive weight limit.
Yeah, apparently that is a regular thing. Is not a lot of people got to play it comparatively.
Yeah, but the vendor hall, we got a pretty decent haul from that. The hall?
The hall.
Video linked up in the right, where we did our first ever Miniatures Rundown stream. We hope to do more, and we showed off what we got there.
So one of the things that I did not expect to see there was a vendor called Snapships Tactics, which is I have the smallest of backgrounds for it because I work at a local game store. We got the ships in, and I was like, oh man, these are really cool. They're like customizable spaceships, and where's the rule book? And they were like, oh no, there's no game. It's just toys.
Yeah, we've had those ships in stock. They're ships that literally snap together, kind of like Legos almost, but not Legos and not the brick system. But they're buildable ships and customizable ships.
Yep.
Spaceships, kind of like X-wing. But we haven't had any rules for them. Well, they kickstarted the rules, and we went to the Grand Ballroom to play a demo.
Yeah, we played a demo of it.
For the Snapships Tactics demo, I sat across from Mitchell and a random stranger who's a very nice guy.
No one wanted to play with Josh.
No, I smell terribly, terribly. I smell of soda and sadness.
It was the sticky soda smell anyway.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have bathed in it. But I controlled 2 ships, and you guys each controlled 1 ship.
Yeah.
And if you've ever played X-Wing or any other that kind of game, it's very similar. It is not grid-based or hex-based like something like Aeronautica Imperialis is. Right. It is open map with weird kind of terrain for asteroids fields.
Yep. Measuring widgets.
Yep. Measuring widgets. A very interesting measuring widget.
Which I liked.
Here you can see my opponent starting to ram me with his ship because there are mechanics for that.
Yep. Being able to either like dodge or shoot or ram depending on how you build your ship was really, really interesting. If you know me, I love the list building phase. So the fact that every ship is that customizable is very cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's kind of like the upgrade system in X-Wing, except the upgrades are very physical things.
Yeah.
That are or are not on your ship.
Oh, I say yeah like I know what you're talking about. I've never played X-Wing, but I mildly
It's
know.
very card-based. You know, you put a pilot in an X-Wing and a laser guns and
I took
cannons.
this ship with this upgrade and this pilot. Yeah.
But on this one, the laser guns or the missiles you use are very, very much cosmetic as well, which is really cool.
They're just on there.
They are entirely pre-painted, so you don't have to paint them, although you could.
Yeah, you certainly could. I'm sure there will be some people that make them look fantastic.
And part of the fun is that when your ship blows up, you get to pull it apart.
Yep.
You get to wreck it.
Just like completely annihilate your own ship or your opponent's if they let you.
I'm going to guess that there's going to be a player's code about not disassembling your opponent's ship without their permission.
I'm going to do it anyway.
You monster. So this was an interesting one because it's almost felt like kind of a kid's game, right? Because we're so used to playing with smaller things that are more delicate. And these feel like toys that you can play with.
Yeah, it did. It felt very strange, but the mechanics were interesting enough.
The depth is more than a little kid would do, I think.
Yeah. I'm sure a kid would play it, probably like 10 or so age, but not like a little kid. So it was simple enough, but also still very tactically interesting for the older crowd. I really liked it.
Yeah. One of the other fun parts of Adepticon is meeting up with people that you kind of know from the internet.
Yeah. I get very fangirly when I do that, but not so much this time. It was better this time.
You were much better this time. One of the first folks we went to meet was the folks from Snarling Badger Studios, which is the a.k.a. Tabletop Minions and Vince Venturella, their respective YouTube channels, painters and all that stuff. They make a game that we really liked called Space Station Zero.
Yeah, they make a few games, but this one is
They've
very
also made
cool.
Rain and Hell.
Yep.
But Mitchell and I are more sci-fi people than demon people.
Yeah.
And Rain and Hell is the demon skirmish game.
Yeah.
And Space Station Zero is the fun kind of punk, minis agnostic space game.
Yeah, like pseudo-cooperative, like campaign. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah. So we went to play a demo of that.
Yep.
It was almost a disaster because apparently one of them, I don't know which one, forgot the equipment at home.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I guess one of them forgot all the stuff at home, but two other guys brought their stuff.
Yeah.
So they went back to their hotel room.
And they busted a demo game out with Vince showing people how to play.
Yeah, we're talking about how don't punch the robot swarms because they're nanoclouds and you need energy weapons to hit them.
Yeah, that was very fun.
It's a fun game with enough tactical depth to be interesting. We did a review of it way back when on the channel. Quite a while ago when it first came out. And we liked watching the demo so much that we went downstairs back to the ballroom to find an empty table to play it ourselves.
And we played it. We teamed up against the Totally Not zombie menace.
Yep, I grabbed my Totally Not Orlox.
And I grabbed my Totally Not Cawdor.
Yep, well, you're Totally Not Skaven Cawdor.
Yeah. And we did some dice rolling. This is it's an interesting system because both of the games they put out use D12s.
Yes.
Which is pretty unique. I don't see a lot of D12s.
I think the reason is because it's unique.
Yeah.
So yeah, we put out some zombies that were totally space zombies.
Yep.
I think they were actually supposed to be sentry robots, but you know what?
I remember specifically that the enemies can be like anything.
Oh yeah, it just said weak enemies, ancient sentries of some kind,
Yeah.
whether that be zombies or robots.
Yeah, they were long forgotten guards that were still on duty.
The nice thing about Miniatures Agnostic is you can kind of make anything work.
Yeah, it's great.
And then we didn't really have to worry about what was what because the weapons are simplified to the point that like you don't have a bolt rifle, you have a kinetic weapon.
Yep.
A kinetic ranged weapon, or an energy ranged weapon, or an energy sword, or a kinetic sword.
They do very good. They do a very good job about making anything fit with anything.
Yes, it's one of my favorite things about it, to the point where I'm now converting a Space Station Zero team specifically for Space Station Zero.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
even though you can use anything, I want to use something special.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to use models that I have that I've already converted for other games.
Well, that's fair because they still got that special touch of love in them. So the nice thing about meeting people at Adepticon is that there's content creators you can meet and also friends you can meet.
Yep.
We took our chance to demo a game ourselves, although not our game. We haven't made a game. We just really like Necromunda, if you haven't heard. Link to the Necromunda playlist up in the right now.
Whole playlist.
Yep. We really love Necromunda, and we have been talking quite a while to Fiverr from Sugar Candy Miniatures, who painted the Strawberry Ice Cream Knight that was kind of talked about a lot at Adepticon.
It was kind of like famous.
It was really cool to see. They've wanted to play Necromunda for quite a while. So they brought some painted Ash Waste Nomads who were painted to be disgruntled McDonald's workers.
I didn't realize that they had painted them beforehand, so this was all a surprise to me. I thought you were bringing yours.
No.
This was I've never played this game before, so let me paint up a whole crew.
No, I actually, they just liked the models that much.
Yeah, fair. They're nice models.
I actually had promised Fiverr I was going to bring a fully painted team, and I had not quite done that the day before, so I was placed into painting jail, in which I needed to finish painting.
Yep.
And we got to show people Necromunda, which, as one of our favorite games, it was cool to be on the other side of that, showing new people, like, a game we know and love.
Right. I played against Cody, who has played before, but it was still fun.
While Fiverr and I played a demo game, Mitchell and Cody played a smackdown brutal game, because Cody bought a Vartigen exosuit for his...
Oh, no, he did not bring the exosuit.
He did not bring the exosuit.
He just completely wrecked me with regular squats.
Sucks to suck.
It does.
While there, we also got to meet up with some other friends and folks that we met online. Mm-hmm. Fiverr's friend Mark was a very nice guy. Came all the way from Ireland to Adepticon, which is a heck of a trip.
Yep.
And some other folks that we had met. I'd like to call out Scarlet Sleeper from Goobertown. You know who you are. You were there. You were great.
The other thing that got me is while we were playing, and no one except me noticed, Matt from Mini Wargaming walked up, and he's like, cool, Necromunda.
I didn't even notice. I was too busy getting my butt kicked by angry McDonald's nomads.
Yeah. Oh, did Fiverr end up winning?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had one juvie named Longshanks who stepped on the heads of at least 3 different people.
Nice.
And took 8 shotgun rounds to the chest and refused to fall over.
Best part about Necromunda, you never know what's going to happen.
Nope, and it was glorious and funny. And that's what Necromunda should be. That's why we love it.
Yep, it's great.
Is it balanced? No. Does that matter? Absolutely not.
Hell no.
I'd also like to shout out the folks who put together that section of the upper gaming station, because all that terrain that you see there, they just had.
Yep.
And that's just volunteers.
Yep. We asked someone, like, hey, like, there's a table available. Do you have more terrain? They're like, oh, yeah, we have, like, 3 buckets of terrain.
He just brought over this giant industrial-sized bucket of industrial-themed terrain.
And it was perfect.
Yeah. It was amazing because it applied verticality and line-of-sight blocking.
And even for a game, we were worried the whole time that we wouldn't have enough terrain for the games that we wanted to play, and they proved us wrong.
You can see by this game that we played that it's fairly dense in terrain. Mm-hmm. We didn't want anybody shooting across the map or anything like that.
Yeah, Necromunda and games like that should be very dense, but especially for a demo game, you don't really want to, like, I have a las cannon.
Yep.
But they were super friendly and they were super helpful, and yeah, we got a shout out to them.
Which in general is kind of the theme of Adepticon. Did we meet anybody there who was not friendly and helpful?
You can be mean in the morning.
I was not.
I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I can be, but in this case, I was not. I was too busy having a great time.
Because you're on vacation.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have any trouble with anyone. Did I?
No, nobody in the vendor hall was rude at all. Like, yeah, it was crowded, but
not even like someone. Oh, you weren't there. The first night that we were there, I went out with some other friends, and you had stayed back to do your painting jail, and the waitress was kind of rude.
Oh, okay.
But she had nothing to do with the convention.
Yeah, exactly.
She didn't even know the convention was going on.
That's just some poor waitress who's working convention night, yeah. And these dumb nerds won't leave her alone.
Exactly. Perfect. Actually, that was a theme because the guy at the bartender at the bar in the hotel was also, not his fault.
Yeah, he wasn't rude. He was just swamped.
Yeah, he was swamped, and the guy that was with him left early, so he was the only one there, and it was rough.
The guy at the liquor store was really nice, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, nobody else had a problem.
So in general, you should go to Adepticon is what we're saying.
Yes.
Because despite it being a giant convention, and I guess this is what we'll end on here, the community is so lovely and welcoming.
Yeah. Like we're all from the same cloth, so we just like treat each other with respect. Yeah. Don't have any problems.
Like people make jokes about angry 40K nerds or something like that. And to be fair, we did not play in the tournaments.
Nope. Yeah, that could all be different in tournaments.
Maybe I'm sure there are some tournament players with some salty stories. Mm-hmm. In fact, I heard that there was a lot of salt coming from the Age of Sigmar tournament because I guess there was some stuff that wasn't run as well as it could have been or something. I don't really know, so I can't speak to that side of things. I don't think I'm going to play in a tournament next year. That's just not my bag.
Yeah, fair.
But I do think I might put something in a painting case next year.
Nice.
Because just the reaction people had to each other's painting was really made me want to share that with people.
Right.
And for me, Adepticon kind of... Mitchell is threatening me with the lion box right now. You can't see this. Oh, dear heavens. Don't tempt me.
You got a year.
Yeah, but it's got to be Necromunda themed. Gotta be on brand, man.
It does not have to be Necromunda themed.
No, but for me, Adepticon kind of relit my hobby fire, for lack of a better term.
I agree.
I have gotten more painting and modeling done since returning than I had in the 3 months beforehand.
Yeah, I painted my rat Cawdor, and I was like, I don't want to do any more. And since then, I've painted probably 10, 15, 20 models and done some sculpting and some like base coating because I'm fired up. And
I did some sculpting for the first time.
Yeah.
Green stuff sculpting on my little tractor.
Nice.
Maybe I'll show a picture here. It's not done yet. So the moral is, this is our favorite convention.
Yep.
We like this more than Gen Con.
Yeah, I do.
Which is no shame on Gen Con.
Yeah.
Gen Con is just very crowded.
It's very crowded. It's more spread out.
And it's not miniatures focused.
Yeah.
If you ever get the chance to come to Adepticon, you absolutely should.
Yeah. Oh, we should mention that it's completely free to go to Adepticon. As long as you're not in an event, you can just come in and check it out.
Yeah, you can walk around the vendor hall or play at the tables, I think, and no one stops you. Or there's no.
I didn't have a badge the whole time. I did not buy a badge, and nobody said anything to me.
Yeah, there's no price for that. And that's not just us being on the slide. That's just there is no price for Adepticon. You can just come. And you should if you can.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you do come, we'll see you there next year maybe. Say hi.
Say hello, make us slightly uncomfortable, but also like a little proud.
Yeah, I'll splash you with soda.
You'll get inducted into the soda religion.
The cult, yes. Enjoy the sticky sweetness of Adepticon.
You're not allowed to wash it off.
Until next video.
Bye.